Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And today I'm going to be doing a video all about Alita Battle Angel and how the media, at least the Mary Sue, which is one of the greatest news organizations of our time, going after Alita fans, specifically saying how Alita Battle Angel found an unlikely fan base in MRA trolls. Men who hate women love Alita, but why? Yes, men who hate women love Alita. Yes, that's right, because I, who love Alita, also in some way, subconsciously, must not be able to process it right now, hate women. I hate women. I hate women, and I don't understand why. I'm sure someone's going to cut that out saying, oh my, look, he said it. He said it. Look, I was able to cut it out of his video. But look at this. Really? Men who hate women. That's interesting. Chelsea Steiner. Seriously, I think that actually what's more interesting to me is the Mary Sue and why you still think that you're a credible news source, seeing that you write garbage like this. However, before diving into the article itself, I had a couple of people reach out to me, people who care about the box office, people who care about also the Blu-ray release, 4K, DVD, whatever, VHS. No, they don't do VHS anymore, but it would be funny if they did, release for the movie. So first off, let's talk about the box office. So yes, there has been another adjustment. So this is where it's starting to get a little bit weird to me because I'm used to there being box office adjustments. However, I'm not used to there seeing two box office adjustments 2 weeks in a row that have been significant enough for me to actually notice. And most of the time when it's an adjustment, it's such a small number that you're not really going to notice it altogether. Also, on top of that, you tend to see the film continuing to make money, and so it usually offsets it. For some reason, that's not happening with Alita Battle Angel. Maybe it's because it's just not playing in many theaters anymore, so there aren't enough, ticket sales to be able to make up for those adjustments. And as you guys saw earlier, just about a few days ago, it was at $402 million. Now it's down to 401. We saw this happen last week where, the end of last week, it was over $400 million, and then it dropped back to $399. So we see a similar adjustment happen here. So as I said before, and I still stand by this, when you see box office adjustments happen, it is a normal thing because it's basically when the estimates don't match up to what the actual totals came to be. And so when they update those totals, it updates that number. And so therefore what you look at is you see, okay, this has therefore been adjusted. Now to see it happen twice in a row, I'm not going to quite go down conspiracy territory yet, but I will say that it is a little fishy that it's only happening for this film, and all the other films that I've been covering and watching haven't had nearly as dramatic as adjustments because, as I said before, they're making enough money to where if there is an adjustment, they usually do it when they update it. So normally if they're adding money and also if they have to subtract money, they do it at the same time. And so therefore, if the negative is more than what it's actually going to be having gained, the overall loss is not going to be nearly as high as if you just readjusting, just subtracting. And obviously, if you add something and subtract at the same time, the effect is going to be much smaller than if you're just subtracting. That's basically what I'm trying to say there. So again, it is a normal practice. However, it is starting to get a little bit fishy. Again, it is at $401.4 million now. And everything I said before about the film still stands as far as the possibility of a sequel. The fact that even now the media, or at least some media, are going out of there to say, yeah, I think that there's definitely an argument to be made because it's going to make pretty good money when it comes to the DVD and Blu-ray 4K release dates as well. And as far as today is concerned, at around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on the 4th of April, we still do not have any information. So this is coming from DVDReleaseDates.com. Don't really know how trustworthy this site is, but this claims to say that the estimated time for it to be released on DVD, Blu-ray, and also on HD, or rather to be released on digital HD, is around May 2019. I found another site that is like Zazzle or Zazzy or something like that, and they claim to have pre-orders already available for it. It does not look like a legitimate site, so I would not go over there quite yet. I would wait before, I would wait for an Amazon or a little bit more of a reputable site to actually have release and pre-orders before you actually buy anything, just because I don't really know the sites that are actually offering it. They say they're sold out of it already, but the problem is there has not even been an official. If there was an official release date for the DVD and Blu-ray, you would see it on all of these sites, but you're not seeing it, and so therefore I don't trust it. They say it's going to be closer to July. According to them, and according to their sales, the DVD and Blu-ray will be available towards the middle of July. Now, that seems a little late for me, so I'm hoping that this May 2019 actually still holds. But of course, with everything going on behind the scenes with Fox, with all the people being fired and moved around and all the nonsense because of Disney acquiring Fox and all the assets, including Alita Battle Angel, it would not surprise me all that much if it got pushed back. However, July still seems a little bit late for me, but I'm not going to buy that date until, again, we start to get official words from the studios, etc. All we can do at this point is try to still keep reaching out to James Cameron and say, hey, we want a sequel, and also we want to be able to buy it on 4K and Blu-ray, DVD. I just take this as they're trying to get it as perfectly as they possibly can. They're going to try and make this the best DVD, Blu-ray, package possible, which if that's what you're doing, if that's the reason why you're delaying, hey, I'm all for that, because if I eventually own it and it's well done and it looks great, I will be very, very happy. If not, hurry up, please. But what's interesting to me about DVDreleasedates.com is the fact that they also put most requested DVD release dates, and for some reason Captain Marvel's up here, for nefarious reasons, I'm sure, but Alita Battle Angel is still there strong at number 2. Not very bad to be right behind Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel being a billion-dollar film, because everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so great that you're not covering that anymore. It's like, well, if you actually watch my videos, you would know that I have covered it, as well as many other movies in their box office. But Alita Battle Angel is listed here as number 2, which is pretty good, I would say, and I think that indicates very much so that there is a very strong interest in this film, being able to buy it, being able to own it, being able to just, share it with the world, and of course being able to own a piece of the love that we have for this movie and for the universe that was being built. A website that I have a little bit more trust in, though, is indeed Blu-ray.com. This is a great place if you want to find the greatest, the latest and greatest deals. So, for example, they've got the entire Jurassic Parks collection on Blu-ray and digital HD for $20. They also have Alien. It's the 4K release that just got released. It's for $15 right now. And basically what this does is it defaults to how much movies usually tend to cost on Amazon. But they can also set it. You can set it to Best Buy, to Walmart, to a lot of other areas and a lot of other stores. So it's actually a really, really good website. Man, it'd be great to make some kind of deal promotion with them, because I use their website almost every single day. I have the app downloaded on my phone and I check the deals all the time. That's why I own so many Blu-rays behind me, because literally I just wait for the deals to come in, and then I tend to buy them up when they, become available. So obviously, Alita Battle Angel, as soon as it becomes available, will pop up here. When it becomes available for pre-orders, it can pop up. So as again, it's not just going to be when it actually releases. Even when it's early, it'll be up here. And seeing that people want to actually see this, seeing that there's a lot of excitement behind this release, it's going to be in that top 10 category. So again, if you go further into this, you can spend pretty much the entire day on here. You can rate, you can track, all these other great things. Ah, man, great website, great website. Unfortunately, this is not sponsored by them, but anyway, Alita Battle Angel, we still do not know exactly when it's going to be getting released, because again, if they did have that information, it would be on this website, and at this point in time, it is not. Now, getting into this article here about apparently, from Chelsea Steiner, apparently, if you hate women, you love Alita, and they're trying to figure out why. Here we go. Internet trolls, by definition, hate everything. No, that's not okay. So when it comes to someone who's an internet troll is somebody who goes onto someone else's page or puts something out there that they know is going to get a reaction, and they just do it to get a reaction. That's what a troll is. That is what trolling used to be. Now, if you have an opinion, if you have an honest opinion about anything, all of a sudden now all of us are trolls, on top of, already being sexist and racist, which was the, go-to before. Now we're trolls. So now they're trying to rechange the definition of a word that I thought would never be a part of modern day culture, and yet I've seen so many headlines, not just from the Mary Sue, but from mainstream publications using it in their headlines, which is crazy. They hate women running for office. I have not read this article, so this is really going to be my honest reaction, because I just saw Mary Sue talking about it, and I was like, oh, this has got to be good. And, oh my goodness, so, okay, internet trolls hate everything. They hate women running for office. They hate Hillary. Of course they do. They hate non-white people in Star Wars. I love that specificity. They hate non-white people, but only in Star Wars. All right, if you didn't know this. All right, so, yeah, that's, okay, yeah, so that's the Phantom Menace, to a T. We don't hate people of color. Only when they're in Star Wars. That's when we have a problem with it. And that's the reason why we don't like Star Wars. It has nothing to do with the stories. It has nothing to do with bad characters or anything like that. No, it has nothing to do with those things. Oh, Mary Sue. This is why, again, I wish this site, I honestly do. I wish this site was, was for comedy. I wish that this was a comedy website, a comedy news website, because it really does read like one, like 99% of the time. It's really sad that these are actual people who really believe these things, putting this nonsense out there, and then also at the same time, cutting off all their comment sections because they don't let anyone with an opinion come in because they're just a troll. And, yes, oh my God. And boy, oh boy, do they hate female superheroes. Oh, that's right. That's why we hate, Wonder Woman. We hate Wonder Woman. Didn't fall into that plan now, did you? Oh, well, she had a romance. That's the only reason why you liked her. No, it's because she was a great actor, great story, great direction. Everything about it was awesome. And yes, that film was helmed by a woman. Ooh. Oh, big deal. No, it's because it was just a well-done film made by human beings. And the human beings happen to be very good at what they're doing. Oh, Mary Sue. We here at the Mary Sue are unfortunately experts on this subject because every time we publish an article on these topics, we are inundated with angry comments, tweets, and hate mail from a host of angry anonymous dudes who are furious because women. Oh man, I didn't realize that I was anonymous. I'm pretty sure that I show myself every time I do a video. You know, when I tweet, it's my logo on my shirt, and you know, this is, you know, made off of my face. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, we hide ourselves. Yeah, sure, anonymous dudes. Yeah, because it's just the dudes, right? There are no women out there. My Valkyrie, for example, they would not fall into the same category, would they? Oh wait, they do. Oh, and by the way, they love Aquaman because they love Jason Momoa because they think he's hot. Oh my God, is that toxic femininity? I mean, gosh, what are they going to come up with next? Oh boy, this is great. The most recent herpes-like outbreak of impotent male rage came last month when men in basements across America. I don't have a basement, by the way, because in Louisiana, if you had a basement, you drown, especially on a day like today when it's flooding all over the place. Across America, furiously scorned the release of Marvel's first female-led feature, Captain Marvel. Man, boys were incensed over several things, including Brie Larson not smiling, her lack of a sexy outfit, her outspoken feminism, and her impassioned call for diversity in journalism. Oh, keep going, Mary Sue. You are just on point. Everything you're saying is true. This is all facts, guys. This is, if you want non-biased news, the Mary Sue has you covered here. I mean, oh man, this is great. Oh, this is great. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that what she said was, you know, if anyone else had said it, if I had said it about women or women of color, I would be labeled a, you know, racist and a sexist, and probably rightly so. But when she says it, oh no, it's true, and so therefore we must protect the person. Oh man, herpes-like outbreak. That's just, that's wonderful. Proper Jeremy would really like this article a lot, and he'll understand that reference. If you were a woman on social media who shared excitement over Captain Carol Danvers, chances are you were flooded with a wave of egg-profiled baby men with 11 followers calling you names from the wheel of MRA insults, feminazi, SJW. I won't say those other one. I won't say any of those. Those are awful. See you next Tuesday. But egg profile, it's interesting that you mentioned that. So what would you, Mary Sue, this is an honest question, what would you have to say about the countless numbers of followers, or countless numbers of Twitter users who had 11 followers, who all had the same Captain Marvel picture, who also all had the same profile name with the little Captain Marvel name in it, doing the same exact thing from the opposite side? Would you say that those are trolls? Would you say that those are, I guess, baby women? Baby woman? Baby woman? Would you call them out? No, you wouldn't. Why would you do that? Because, you know, they fit your agenda. Of course they fit your agenda. Oh, this is great. But something else strange was happening. Along with the usual Pepe face insults. Yes, of course, because Pepe the Frog is just, oh gosh. They are still spitting that. Oh my God. The call to action to support what these men thought was a true depiction of a female superhero, Alita Battle Angel. Trolls all across the internet called on their brethren to boycott Captain Marvel and spend their sweaty dollars. I don't even carry cash anymore. Everything's digital, Mary Sue. Are you living in the 90s? You must be living in the 90s with Captain Marvel. You know what, Captain Marvel with Carol Danvers and her stupidity. Yeah, the sweaty dollars. Alt-right troll. Ah, man, this just gets better. Let's see. Jack Posobiec, I never knew how to pronounce his name, posted a video asking fans to skip Captain Marvel and see Alita, dubbing it the hashtag Alita Challenge. The challenge failed because, of course, it did. Depends on what you mean by failure. Seeing that it had been taken out of like 70% of the theaters that it was originally in, and was up against, competition from a movie that was being bought out in every single theater because every single screen in almost every single theater was showing it at some point in time. And by theater, what I mean is screen, because I understand this business, unlike you... words that could not be used on this channel. The challenge failed because, of course, it went on to gross $84 million domestically and over $300 million. Actually, it's, it's a little bit higher than that, like $315 million. And yeah, it's crossed $400 million at the box office, which actually, when you take into account the DVD Blu-ray sales, which are guaranteed from this so-called, hate campaign of the Alita Challenge, yeah, it's going to make its money back and more. So I would say that the Alita Challenge succeeded. Just not in the way that you thought. See, you may have thought Alita Challenge meant, oh, this is going to be a giant blockbuster film. No. For us, it meant, oh, let's go support this film so that way it'll stay out longer. Guess what? It stayed out in theaters a lot longer than many people thought. Many people wrote this film off before it even came out saying, oh my gosh, it's going to lose money. It's going to be a giant box office bust. No one's going to go see it. And guess what? People wanted to go see it. And then the only reason why people didn't go to see it is because they had already taken it out of theaters. And when they found out about it, they were like, oh, this actually looks pretty good. but I digress. But why did so many men glom onto Alita Battle Angel as the anti-Captain Marvel? Is it because the film was directed and produced by fanboy patron saints? Fanboy patron saints? Yes, now you're speaking my language. Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron? Or is it because the film is a Fox property, unlike Star Wars and Marvel, which are both owned by Disney? Okay, well, we also knew about the Disney deal with Fox, and so it is also now a Disney property, but I guess that would require you to do the research, which, why would you do that? As someone who reviewed ABA, and enjoyed its wild special effects and world building, I found Alita as a character to be the weakest part of the film. Of course you did! The Robot Girl Warrior taps into several problematic tropes regarding strong female leads, including the born sexy yesterday cliche, which gives us innocent, childlike women who also possess massive power but can't find their way without a man. That's not true at all. See, here's the thing. They see Dr. Ito. They see the love interest, and they see that as a way of holding the character back. What I see is a character, regardless of their gender, I see a character who is relying on the kindness of others, because guess what? That's what most people need to do. Whether you're a male or a female, if you just try and do it by yourself, you're most likely not going to be able to do it. And it's so funny that you talk about this movie in this way. I don't remember you writing praise novels about a little movie came out that's called Peppermint. I don't remember you speaking about Peppermint a lot. Oh, you probably did, because you probably were like, oh my gosh, but she was married at one point and had kids. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. And yet, when all that's taken away from her, what does she do? On her own, she goes off and gets trained and then receives, is a badass. Okay? So, I don't remember you, defending that film. Oh, that's because you thought that the film probably sucked, and that's because all you care about is your messaging. Pretty much. Because it didn't push your message, because it didn't nonstop say, did I mention that I'm a woman? Did I mention that I'm a woman? Oh my gosh, hurro. Yep, let's talk about that. Oh man. And here we go. This is the last one, because otherwise I'm just going to get But Alita also taps into the male fantasy of a submissive girl robot. No, you obviously have not seen the same movie. Devoted to her man. From the moment Alita meets street hustler Hugo, she becomes immediately enamored of him. She also happens to be the first male character she meets outside of her adopted father figure, Dr. Ito. Alita's slavish devotion to Hugo reminded me of one of Futurama's best... it's not... Oh my gosh, no. So basically, the Mary Sue does not like love. Basically, the Mary Sue is anti-love. So if you love somebody, it means you're weak. To say, here is my heart, and to literally have your heart in front of you like she can do, because obviously, the way that she's made, that is weakness. And then she goes on to be the most powerful character in the movie itself. Those two things just don't coincide with each other. So, Mary Sue, how about instead you go back into your college classroom where you learned all of this nonsense, and you demand the money back from the professors who stole it from you, because that is all that, gender studies and all this nonsense that's being taught in college nowadays that you obviously probably received at some point in time. You need to get that money back, because you obviously wasted your time, you obviously wasted your brain cells, and at the end of the day, you just need to stop. You see, if this was parody, this would be fantastic. This would be hilarious. But these are real people. These are real people who actually think these things. And what they don't realize is that they make themselves look awful. They might be doing this to try and get clicks. They might be doing this because they know if they go after the Alita fanbase, the Alita fanbase is going to come over to their site and leave comments. I'm going to tell the Alita fanbase, don't. I'm just giving you all the information that you need. Don't do it. You can go ahead and just live out your life and say, you know what, I'm going to wait until Alita Battle Angel comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, because then guess what? I can then prove without a shadow of a doubt to these idiots that the movie is not only good, but also well received by audiences all across the world, as it is indeed being received all across the world. But guys, what are y'all's thoughts about this? Seriously, that first paragraph, just, oh my goodness, this is just great. They hate women running for office. Got to throw in a Hillary reference. Again, it's all about 2016. If you did not think that all of this hatred and that all of this nonsense on the left was not still because they are so sore over what happened in 2016, this is your evidence right here. The fact that they constantly bring it back up. As someone who did not vote one way or the other in the, the race that they were talking about, because I decided to go off on, a third party train, I can tell you very clearly that this is just stupid. This is just nonsense. But also, I love how they say they hate non-white people, but in Star Wars specifically. So they're not technically racist, they're just Star Wars racist. Only when Star Wars is in the discussion. Oh my god. Anyway, guys, what are y'all's thoughts on this? I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Also, do you have any other information? Is there something that I'm missing as far as release dates are concerned? Again, there is that one site out there. Starts with a Z, I think. The reason why I'm not going to promote it is because I don't want anyone to have to, go over there and think that they're going to get it earlier, because I really don't think it's legit. As I said before, this website right here, Blu-ray.com, is pretty great as far as, tracking deals and tracking dates, and it does not have anything yet, which means it very likely has not been decided. So please let me know your thoughts on that. Also, let me know your thoughts on Alita Battle Angel 2. Share some of that love. Share that Alita love. Share this video as well, because seriously, Alita deserves the love, because it is hated by crazy feminazis like the people over at the Mary Sue. Chelsea Steiner. Would love to hear your thoughts. And also, as always, please check out the pinned comment, because that's going to be the comments that I most likely read, because the comment section's gone crazy lately with great people and also some not so great people also. And also, too, in the description of this video, if you want to get 2 free audiobooks, click on that link. Join Audible for free. Again, you get a free trial, and with that free trial, you get 2 free audiobooks, and yes, it helps me out a little bit. I get a little bit of a commission from that, but again, you don't pay anything because it's a free trial. Also, there's a link to a free Amazon Prime trial, and so if you like things like The Expanse, which is an excellent show, and you want to give it a shot, you get 30 days for free. All for free. Just remember to cancel it before the 30 days are up. Otherwise, they'll charge you. That's how they get you. But anyway, just keep that in mind, because I do get a small commission from that, but it also does not cost you anything either. So if you don't have either of those 2 things, and you want to get 2 free audiobooks and access to Expanse, so that way you can just binge watch it all, click on those links. And also, if you plan on buying anything, if you're a big Amazon spender, think about using my primary affiliate link, because anytime that you buy something while using my link within 24 hours, I get a little bit of a kickback from that as well. It does not cost you anything. And it does not tell me what you bought or anything like that. So don't worry, it's not going to invade your privacy or anything. It just helps me out. So again, if you want to support the channel in that way, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.